I'm Andrew Phillips. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a product review on this cordless robotic pool cleaner by Aiper. This is the Seagull SE. Let's go ahead and get started. Now this is the box that it comes in right here. And if we turn it here to the side, this gives you the specifications of it as far as the charging input and all the more the technical stuff on there. And flip it here on this side. This is what the box looks like here. Just kind of shows just some graphics. Now, what you want to do is look here on this side, and let me rip this label off here that it came shipped with so we can read everything, and then we'll be right back. I got most of the label off here so we can at least see the specifications and the details here. So it's very clear what it says here. For flat floored pools only, suitable for pools with no slopes up to 850 square feet. So you don't want to be putting this in pools that have the rounded edges or inclines, declines, things like that. And they have some examples here of some above ground pools. They also have some in-ground pools, which are more just the flat bottomed and kind of squared off on the corners. Now we do have specifications here. Waterproof grade, it does say maximum water depth is 9.84, so almost 9.85 feet. And then it does say water temperature 50 to 95 degrees. So you don't want to be putting it in freezing water temperatures, things like that. But let me get a quick close-up of this, and then we'll open up the box and start taking a look at what's in it. Let's take this. We're going to open it up and see what's in here. So the first thing we see in here is this envelope, which has the manual for this thing. We're not going to go through the whole manual in here, but this covers all of the usage. It does have some good things here that we already talked about as far as what pools this works best in. Here's a close-up. Here's the kind of the squared off flat bottom pool as opposed to the rounded that they don't recommend using it in. And then you have here where you can use cleaners, and it just shows all the different things, how to retrieve it out of the pool, how to charge it, and we're going to go over all that. The filter, how to clean it after it's picked up any debris. Here's a little chart here for the different light indicators. And then now it goes to different language. Put this back. All right. Well packed. Little cheat sheet here with some tips for using your Aiper Seagull SE, and just kind of bullets out what we've already discussed. Open this, and this is our unit right here. Very well packed. We have our accessory pack right here, which has some spare wheels in it. It has the retrieving hook, the charging cable. Let's lift this up. And here it is on the bottom. Let me get a close up so you can see what we're dealing with here. Has a very cool look to it. I like this kind of this carbon fiber kind of wing that it has here, but that's also for retrieving it out of the water. It has a hook that comes with it where you can pick it up that way and pull it out of the pool. So this looks cool. Now we have, let me pull this out here. We have this accessory box right here with things in it. I'm going to open it up and let's take a look and see what else it came with. We have 2 spare wheels with their little locking clips on it. We have this hook that connects onto a just a standard rod that you can use to grab that little carbon fiber wing that we just looked at to pull it out of the pool. Then we have our charging plug here that it came with as well. And it also came with the 2 little brushes that I've already put on the bottom of the unit right here. But now that we've looked at everything that's come along with this, the next thing we need to do is get it charging so we can put it in the pool and see what it does. Obviously, we're going to keep the charging cable out, but we can put these other components back in here, get that out of the way. I'm going to clear all this out, and then we'll be back to talk about the charging process with this, and then put it to charge. So this requires 2.5 hours of charge time, and from that, you're going to get 90 minutes of it cleaning inside the pool. So I'm going to connect the charger to it. We're going to plug it in for 2.5 hours, and then we'll be back to get ready to insert it into the water and see what it does. Now, what I did want to mention is on this little cheat sheet card that it comes with, it does say right on here that this is designed for flat floor pools only, not suitable for pools with slopes, which we've already talked about, but it does say that the Seagull SE does not collect large debris or floating algae. So keep that in mind. And then ensure that it's fully charged before the first use, and then it does have a 1-year warranty. So let's charge this up, and then we'll head outside to put it in the pool. Always charge your unit with it upright, never with it upside down. And you can see right here it has a blue LED indicator light when it's charging. That'll be growing. When you have a solid blue, that means that the charge is done. It's done charging, and you can see it's now all lit up blue. Everything is solid, where before we saw it growing as it was in the charging process. Let's disconnect it, and then we'll head outside with it to the pool. Now, before you put it in the pool, an optional feature, you have one here and one here, these little panels. You can pop this off. Let's see here. And you can put a cleaning tablet in there if you want to, which I'm not going to, but for extra, there's one on this side, one on that side. So we're getting ready to put it in, and you can see what's going on here. Basically, we have a pool that was put in. It's not completed as far as the concrete patio, so that's why it has this construction fence, but the pool itself is done. Because of not having the concrete, a lot of debris fell into it, and that's what we're going to be trying to clean up. Now, here's an aerial shot of the pool so you can see exactly what we're dealing with the dirt. So I'm going to take this little vacuum, we're going to drop it in. Now, I do have a lot of big debris in here, so to be fair, I'm not expecting it to do all that. My pool also does have a decline to a deep end, so I have a 40-inch shallow end, and then it drops down to 6 feet. Now, it's not rounded like they show not to put it in. These are straight corners and flat bottoms, so I'm just going to be focusing on the flat parts, which is the 40-inch and then the 6 feet, and not expecting it to do anything on the slope, because that wouldn't be a fair product review for it. So let's head over to the pool. I'm going to fire it up, and we're going to drop it in and see what it can do. Let's open this up so we can get in here and drop it in. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to push the button down and until it lights up. We'll hold it down. You can hear it beep, and all the lights have turned blue. Here's a close-up. Now that that's ready, it's on, we can put it in the water. We'll hold it in there for a few seconds, let it kick in, and then we'll drop it down. Whoop, came on right now. We'll drop it down to the bottom and let it start doing its thing. Let it submerge. And we'll drop it in. All right, so it is doing its thing, and to be honest, from what I can tell, it is picking up things. There are some larger things, as we talked about already, that I'm not, it wouldn't be fair to expect it to do it, because it clearly says it won't pick up the big things. But the dirt and debris, I am seeing it cleaning the dirt off of the actual pool itself as it's moving along. But this charge now should last for about 90 minutes, so we'll leave it in here for 90 minutes, and then we'll be back to see how it did, and then wrap up this review. And it's pretty cool, when it gets to an edge or it hits something, it will go back in reverse. And now it should, here we go, it should start going forward. Now you can see the little port in the back open up for the motor in the back. Push it forward. See right in this crease right here, there's a lot of dirt and debris that's settled there. Unfortunately, the vacuum can't get in there because it's right where the crease, where it's flat and then comes up and then angles there, which it can't get there. So I'm going to just take a kind of like a sponge mop on the edge of the pole that I have, and just push all that down to the flatter area, so that way the vacuum can have a shot at picking that up. Just pushing the dirt down to the flat spot. All the dirt was pushed down into this area. You can see the vacuum already went through some of it, sucking it up there. It's working on it now, but we'll give it some time and see if it can clean all of that up. Now that it has died, what it'll do is pretty cool. It'll actually back itself up. You can see right here is the edge. It'll come along the edge of the pool so you can easily retrieve it. What I didn't show in the video is it started flashing 4 red LED lights when it was starting to fade. That way it was letting you know that it was going to die. So let's get it out of the water. And we'll just grab the little wing right here, snag it here with the hook, and then we can easily pull it up. You want to make sure you drain all the water out. It's very heavy when it first comes up. So it just finished, still has more to do, so I'm going to recharge it. One thing to keep in mind, if you're going to recharge it, you want to dry it off around the receptacle area here where it plugs in. You don't want that wet when you plug into it, so we're going to dry that off real good, charge it again, and then we'll be back to continue. All right, so you have two little levers here on the sides that you just lift, but first, here in the front you have a clip. You need to release that. We bring it around here on the back. There's another one. Lift that up, and then now we'll grab the sides. Just gently lift up on it, and let's see what's in. See what it. Whoa! This is our filter. Take a look at this. Look at that. Very impressed on all that it collected. Let me get a close-up so you can see everything. All this. Look at that. It says it doesn't pick up leaves, but we've got leaves in there. All this sand and dirt that was in the pool, it sucked all that up. Wow. I am very impressed. First thing we need to do, we need to empty this out, and then we need to wash that filter off real good. And just rinse it underwater. Rinse it here. Want to clean that really good. Any blockage like that is bad, obviously, but in between usages, you want to rinse this off. You don't want to be storing it with that on there, because then that'll just dry and cake up all over this filter and just be a problem. So I'm going to clean this really good, and then I'm also going to clean the inside of the vacuum out as well. And then we'll take a look at the pool and wrap up this review. You can see here everything's been washed out. We dumped all the dirt and debris out and then washed it real good. The filter is nice and clean. So now we can drop this, and let's see, there's a little tab I think right here. That's how it goes out. Or actually like this. And that's how it'll go back. And that's how you want to store it. You don't want to leave any of that junk in there when you store it. Otherwise, as mentioned already, it'll dry and cause issues. So we have it all cleaned out nice. And then at this point, we'd put it back together, set it back to charge. And that way everything is tight. Dry it off real good as well. So now we're going to go ahead and recharge it. Let it recharge, and then we'll be back to let it continue. But let's head over to the pool and take a look and see what it's done so far. Shallow area still has a little bit of debris, so after it's charging, I'll probably set it here, because of my pool having that decline to the deeper part, it ran down there and focused mainly down there. But coming along here, it's actually looking pretty good. Even where I swept all that dirt down, we got it all down here at the bottom, but you can see spots where the vacuum actually was starting to suck that up before the battery died on it, and we'll get a close-up for you to see that, but it's actually looking pretty good. I mean, there's a lot of leaves still in here, which we know it won't pick up those, but as far as the dirt, it's doing a really good job. So let me get a close-up, we'll go around and I'll show you what it's done so far. Pool's a little bit murky because I was sweeping that dirt down, so just ignore that, but if we come along here, you can see the lines in the dirt where it was sucking it up already, which is really good, because that was a lot of dirt that I swept down here, so it had a lot to deal with. Dirt and little pebbles and stuff, and you can see where it's already making some progress there, so I'm excited to see after it's done charging what it does to finish that. You can see it's already turning into nighttime here, so I have the pool light on, that's why it has that murky look, but you can see it's still in action under there. And just to give you another shot here, I turned off the pool light so you can see it completely dark. It's pretty cool. You can still see the LED on top of it, so it's kind of cool. You can still track it. And as we see it here, still working on that big pile of dirt where everything is swept down. It's really knocking a lot of that out. You can see it sucking that up. And you can see now as it's starting to die again, you can see it flashing the blue and red we talked about earlier. And then all we have to do is just retrieve it out of there.
And bringing it out, look at this. Look at all that it captured again, all that dirt and debris that it pulled out. Very impressed.
Once you're done using your Aiper Seagull SE, make sure to clean it really good as we saw, and don't forget to charge it. You want to make sure that you fully charge it before you store it. And if you're going to have it stored for a long period of time, every 3 months or so, you want to go ahead and also charge it again to keep it charged. Otherwise, you can destroy the battery on this thing. But as the instructions say, they mention, as shown here, they say do not leave uncharged to recharge every 3 months. However, right here it says we recommend that you charge every 3 months between 40 to 60% to maintain battery health. So make sure you read your manual about that. All right, so we just finished recharging this thing so we can put it away, but it wraps up this review. As we saw, this did an excellent job out there in the pool, especially for what it was dealing with. My pool is obviously not a flat bottom pool because it drops down to 6 feet. So to be fair, we can't really rate it on that part. It doesn't pick up leaves, so we saw there was a lot of leaves still left in there. However, I was very impressed with how this thing sucked up all that dirt that was in that pool. My pool's very dirty right now because it still has construction dirt, so I'm still getting the patio poured, all that stuff. So normally a pool wouldn't be that dirty, but this was a really good test. I was very impressed how this thing really sucked a lot of that dirt up. Did have to run it 2 times through, probably going to charge it, do it one more time. Not going to show it in this video because it kept getting filled and we had to empty it. But as we saw, it sucked up a lot of dirt and debris, even sucked up some leaves. Make sure when you are done with it, you do properly clean the filter and the unit out and dry it out before you store it. Also want to make sure that you do charge it properly before you put it away and follow the 3 months of recharging to keep the battery healthy with that. So we're going to wrap up this video. I'm going to give it on a scale of 1 to 10. I'm going to actually give it a 9 out of 10. The only reason I'm not giving it a 10 is I felt sometimes it kind of wandered around aimlessly and was going over and over and over the same spot instead of moving around more. So that was a little bit annoying, but maybe because of the layout of my pool, because I do have the 2 filters down on the bottom that it was bumping into, and obviously with the elevation parts that it's not made to go over. But scale of 1 to 10, I would give it a 9 out of 10. If you have a flat bottom pool, I think this thing would do excellent for you. It's inexpensive, works great, charges very quick, and it really had a lot of good suction power as we saw all the dirt and debris that did get out of the pool. So I would highly recommend it. So that wraps up this review overview of this Aiper Seagull SE cordless robotic vacuum cleaner. I hope that this overview was informative for you, showing you what this can and can't do, and I hope it answered any questions that you may have had about this unit. Please send me any questions and comments. I would love to hear from you, and as always, I appreciate all the support, so please like this video, subscribe to my channel as I have tons of other product reviews, overviews, how-to videos on here, and I'll see you next time.